Hi, welcome to another episode and video on my monorail. And this is my monorail controlled by fischertechnik Robo interface and ultimately by a BeagleBoard on which runs Linux. Last time I replaced the then underground by two plates because of its length. However, tests revealed that this arc is hit by the propeller, and so the arc needs to be moved backwards. The wires need to be checked. The interface needs to be fixed on the plate, and something else as well. I tried to connect the two plates by two pins and the plastic strip. However, if you see this, that is too flexible. And if I keep it that way, then this connection, which works now quite well, by the way, no obstruction at all, if you don't mind the propeller, that is. So first things first, replacing this connection. And for that I measured that I need two big blocks and one big block and two smaller ones. So I'm going to try and change that by now. If I leave this alone. Let me put this out of the way for now. The carriage is out of the way, and so I should be able to put this in a nice way together. Without too much harm done, or without any harm done for that matter. This is far enough. However, when I put this in between, I miss a connection. So let me put this first. Then an element that you've seen before in my videos. I will put that, let's say, just that has to go quite easy. There you go. So this is one. Then of course on the other side as well. So let's put one here, one here, and one over here, and now they are inseparable for now. So with that job done, I want to shift my attention to the arc. Let's do that first. So about the arc, I'll have to put it slightly back, and for that I remove the carriage for a moment. I shift this back and I shift the other rod back, and this one has to go backwards. And my idea is to take this off and put this somehow in there. However, I figured that if I put this one on here, push it back, and then I will have oops, then I'll do it this way. Some time away from this one. So now I can shift this along accordingly to the needs. So let's see how this works out actually. If I push this all the way there, then one rod over here, and the other rod over here. And now I hope that everything is nicely done. I can only test it with this carriage, of course. That looks nice, very nice indeed. Now it is about the propeller, so let's see if that actually works. Starting the program. And just that reminds me that I still have to adjust the program, and this is of course with some manual help. But you can see that there's no derailment anymore. A slight concern is this, so let me just hope that that it gives no problem. So far no problem. So that looks like a good solution, although this may see that was the point. I've turned this a little bit backwards, so now this connection is in line. The devil is in the details, as usual. So that is two issues solved. Next issue is fixing the interface and the wires. For the wires I have a couple of these parts, and for the fixation of this I have looked to my other projects, and then this, including such an element, will do the job. So let's do that. So with the interface, let's see how that can be fixed. With this sliding into this track, which is not easy. That has proven to be common for this type of bottom or platform. There it goes. And if I position the interface right here, the other one should be on this one. And that too is a challenge. There we go. It should be go equally as far. So that means that I have to use this one, sticking it right here, another one right here, and that is one side. The other one will be going right here in the same way. And of course I have to be careful that it fits right here. And then suddenly it shifts right in. And this one as well. So I lift it up. And then this one goes in here. Sliding nicely, or should be sliding in nicely, and that is for the connection, for the mount of the interface. Let's see, yes, everything is nicely put, that won't run away. So then the point is the complete mesh of wires. That, as already shown, will be a few of these. Nothing spectacular about that. And I can slide one in here. And then I have to be careful because this wire goes right here and doesn't fit here, so it should be here actually. And that isn't easy because it's such a small part. But it's going towards this lamp, and on itself the wire is long enough, but to make it secure, and thinking of this wire to the carriage is another thing. So next step, wiring and or rewiring. Actually, rewiring is not necessary, since the wire from the carriage is only getting under these two wires. So all I need to do is take the carriage and get them from them and back on track. And I put this one here already, and this is from the furthest or farthest lamp, then the wire from the next lamp, and I can tidy this up a bit. So right now the wire of the carriage runs free, and it has just enough length for the entire track, which is nice. And what remains are the wires on the opposite side. Then be careful for the lamp, which is right there. So this one should be located much more inside. And right then, somewhere in that space, one or two of these. So let me put one here. So this is quite nice. And with that being done, maybe here one, two, on this side. So right here, 1 and 2, so all the wires are nicely secured. And with that done, I can actually start trying the software and adapting it to the lights. However, last time it showed that this lamp was working and this wasn't. So I should check with the diagnostics if things work out. So let me check that first, and then I can adapt the software for everything else. So let me go to the diagnostics software and see whatever happens. And this shows that this one is clearly working, so no problem here. And then this one is not. Not either. This one doesn't work either. And that is the propeller. I will show you. That's the other direction. And that is the lamp. So this means that there's a wiring problem with this one, which I have to solve first. So with all wiring now fixed, and indeed the lamp that didn't work was a simple contact. The question is how to fix the software, because right now the sonar is still working like if the distance is smaller than 5 centimeters, then reverse the propeller direction. However, let me get this window bigger. I want it to have a status that with it changes, like I did here already, and 1 is getting away from the sonar, 0 is getting towards the sonar, and digital 8 is the further away lamp. Then it passes the new lamp in the middle, which is T-digital 7, and right now I have put this as being a boolean, but I don't think that is wise, because if I look at how it behaves now, the sonar gets the overhand, gets the upper hand, like whatever happens, if the distance is larger than go back, larger than something. So I am going to say here is 1, and actually it doesn't matter how I put it. So this is one thing, and this will be 0. And it has to continue for about 3 seconds, and that makes me wonder if this is right, and I mean if this is right. Alright, reverse the direction, but what happens if the distance is larger than? So I have to add that here. If T dot get digital 2 not digital 2 is larger than 5, it doesn't matter, because either it comes in its direction or not. So I have to add the status like I do here. So if direction status is 1, then set motor to left-sided or clockwise or whatever at full speed, let's say it that way. However, if direction status is 0, this should be it. And yes, I should actually say sleep for some time. So let's get 2 seconds for now. Here goes something wrong. Sleep for 2 seconds. That should be enough. So let's save and test. So with the algorithm changed, let's see if it actually works. Starting the algorithm, waiting for something to get activated, and it complains about something that is not defined. Which is odd, by the way. I have to change the code a little bit, and I do that off screen or off camera. I give it the value 0, and that should be alright then. So let's see what happens now. Another problem. I forgot to give 2 capitals instead of 1. So now it works. Let's see what happens. That is not what I anticipated. This is certainly now 5 cent. Okay. So let's change the first direction status in 1 and see what happens then. Okay, I didn't foresee this. Unless now it changes and then goes back. And another odd thing is, look at the lamp, which is only the case if it completely ends up here, or should be, with these lights, and that doesn't happen at all. So this is not exactly what I expected after the code change. Not at all. And also the distance is of course given smaller or equal to 5. So whatever is happening, I don't know, but this isn't correct. So if it is smaller than 5, set it to right. And it compares the direction status. So I don't really get it. Okay, I think recoding has to come next time for a better result. For now, let's recap. I adjusted the arc with this length. I put the lamp more inside. I made sure that the cables are not getting in the way anywhere. And I fixed the interface as well as the connection between both plates. So with this problematic, let's say, recoding, I say goodbye. If you like my videos, please consider subscribing, and that is not at all what I anticipate. Why does this happen? Oops. Suddenly everything stops. Okay, this is not the intended end, so please subscribe to my YouTube channel, check Instagram and Twitter, also my webpage, and if you like my videos, please consider supporting it by allowing advertisements or using PayPal. And this is to be continued.